What's up, everybody? Welcome to the First Meal Podcast. Today we have special guest, KO Fitness. I'm excited to have them here today. We have Adrian and Kassandra Delgado, and I've personally watched their journey and how they've grown from literally a small gym to what they have now. We're in it right now, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can go check it out and see how beautiful this place is. I want to introduce them here today. We have Adrian Delgado. How you doing, Adrian?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Kassandra, how you doing?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. We're all a little nervous here today, but we're getting it started. It's a hot day. And I want to talk about a little about your guys' background, how you guys started. I've seen it from the beginning. My wife trains here with Kassandra, so I've seen everything from all the issues that you guys had, and this is why I wanted to bring you guys onto the podcast. It's very inspiring on what you guys are doing with your clients as well as with the community. And so let's talk a little bit more about how you guys started. Kassandra, how did you get into fitness?
So my journey started back in 2018 officially, but the whole passion behind all of this really started at a very young age. I started off in sports all of my life. So up until I was 14, and people don't see it as a sport, but for me, it is a sport. I was a cheerleader for 7 years.
Sure, it's a sport for sure.
And it really is a sport, okay? So when I got to the age of 14, that sport ended for me. And it was either you're going to go into high school and do it, but I will be honest, my high school cheer team was not the greatest. Okay. And for me, it was always about, I wanted it to be drama-free for my upbringing, and so I decided to just kind of step into my own, and that's when I found fitness as my passion. So I remember at the age of 14, my sister and I, my older sister, she signed us up to the gym because I couldn't sign myself up yet, and from that point on, I went from trainer to trainer, and that's pretty much where it started for me. Like I said, my passion is really to help and change people's lives.
Awesome. That's good to hear. I love that. Your hometown?
Carson,
California. Carson. Okay, cool. So at 14, you decided you didn't want to do cheer anymore. You went directly into fitness overall, just training with your sister and learning more about it. How did you learn more about fitness and how to do certain exercises and things like that? Because for me, it was YouTube. I learned a lot of fitness through YouTube. Anything specific that kind of helped you, guide you through there?
Yeah, I can definitely. So for me, I was very fortunate. I started off with trainers who, and this may sound some ways, but, it was always trainers walking up to me. And so I think that's where it sparked for me, because they always shared, Kassandra, you have something special in you. I went from one trainer, I'll be honest, who just completely broke my back doing 1,000 sit-ups every day. So I let that coach go. But the other three that have been very inspiring and who truly picked me up and woke me up in this, I had one trainer who was my athletic trainer who kicked my ass every day, and he was the one that named the KO. He would say, KO's here. And so I actually started off paying him. And then in the end, he was paying me to help him. And so till this day, I thank him so much, because he was the main one that really pushed me and guided me and told me, Kassandra, you have something special.
Yeah.
And then I had other two trainers. I had a ex-pro bodybuilder who was a male, and then a female ex-pro bodybuilder who also showed me a ton. And I'm very grateful for them, because had it not been for them, I think learning with them, I learned a lot, but also through schooling.
Got it. So you were definitely influenced by mentors, it sounds like, or people around you that shaped your environment and what you're building now.
Definitely, yes.
Awesome, perfect. Adrian, how'd you get into fitness? Backstory, me and Adrian have known each other for a while.
Yeah.
A while, we played sports together, but.
Yeah. I think it stems from that, playing sports all my life. Coming from the community, Wilmington, we had to be in sports because sports was kind of the way to stay away from the streets and keep us safe, because It was tough. Definitely, it was tough growing up in the city and through sports. I think it helped us stay on track and
Stay disciplined.
Yeah, stay disciplined. So I think coming from older, I'm the youngest of 7. I have four older brothers, and they all played, soccer and sports. So they, through soccer, my brothers they always got me on check and made sure I was doing good.
That's glad I know you were the youngest one. You're the youngest one. You're the baby. Okay, cool, awesome.
I
Man.
took the baby.
Yeah, the youngest of 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. And did you guys meet each other through working out, fitness, anything like that?
No. Yeah.
Different.
It was through mutual friends.
Okay, awesome.
It's a funny story.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get to that story.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So they are married, correct?
Yes.
How long have you guys been married for?
Married 3 years, together, and 8 years now.
Kids?
Yeah. No, not kids. I think we met right at
No, that's
do you guys have kids?
Oh yes, we do have kids. Yes.
Two
We
kids
have
that keep us up all night. Yeah.
Yes, we have now he's going to be 3 in September, and then I have an 8-month-old.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And this vision that you guys have now, you guys built it together?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to say that she had the vision
Okay.
as her husband, partner. I just wanted to make sure that it helped her vision come reality.
That's awesome.
So-
Very, very supportive then of what she has. You guys both do this full time?
I do this full time. He
Okay.
still has his full time job.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
so full time. Yeah, I still have a full time job that I have to manage. But yeah, we both kind of spend a lot of hours here.
Okay, let's go into that. That's awesome. I think that there's a really good story there. So you still have another full time as well on top of this.
Yeah.
So you have 2 full times. I would say because this is
3, because we
3
have
to
kids.
dad, too.
Kids, yeah.
3
And a dog,
full-time.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how do you help balance, supporting Kassandra through all this and still having a full time job and being a full time dad as well?
It's definitely not easy. Like that is one of the, I think the hardest parts of being a business owner is that you have to really sacrifice, right? And the sacrifice comes for us in sleep, not being able to be social as much as we would like it, not be able to be around family or just go to places where we have to. Just for instance, like yesterday, Saturday night, as opposed to going out, we had to do chores. So we were, the kids, we left them at in-laws, and our Saturday night was doing chores together.
Just
and
both of you guys.
Yeah, that's what, finding whatever night. We were doing chores till like midnight. But it's not finding the balance to just make time for everything. But the hardest thing has been sacrificing all the things that we would like to do because we want to be there for our kids and, to build this business. And for myself, still want to be able to be present in my job and grow because I do enjoy what I do.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I like that you sacrifice and not, you have to sacrifice for the long term. And I think that's exactly what you guys are doing now. Not a lot of friends are going to see you anymore because you have your family. I mean, your kids, you have the business, and then you have your full-time job. And sometimes people tend to perceive that like, they're, they don't want to invite you places anymore, which to me it's cool. Like, you don't need to. But you guys are working for the big picture. Kassandra, you guys said you guys have two kids, right?
2 kids.
8 months and 2 years?
He'll be 3 in September.
He'll be 3 in
so
September.
Pretty much
Okay.
3 already.
So while you were building this business, while you guys were building this business, you were going through a pregnancy.
Correct.
Can you talk about that?
Ooh, 2 times, yes. I think my first pregnancy was a little bit tougher, I would say. But I think that, we talk about the 4 Fs, right?
Yeah.
Which is huge for us as well. That's something that has kept us grounded as a family, personal and business. So when I became pregnant, never knew-
Pandemic, yeah. It was during the pandemic, so
During
that
the
was a challenge itself.
Yes.
So you're pregnant during the pandemic.
During the pandemic, yes. And so we shut doors, right? And everyone, I think, thought that we were going to be back in a month.
Yeah.
So we got married through the pandemic. We got pregnant through the pandemic, and we actually grew an online business through the pandemic.
All while pregnant?
All while pregnant.
Okay.
So yes, after my firstborn, like I said, it was a challenge, but I still managed to train 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, going live on Instagram.
So your gym was completely closed during the pandemic?
Correct.
Well, I think a little bit about that is, we were previously, well, she was at a different gym, and because of the pandemic, we wanted to do the right thing and, shut down because we didn't want to, make sure that people were safe. So
You guys were at another gym before the pandemic then?
well, I think there's a little story that,
Okay, let's go through it. So let's go from the beginning,
How you started at the park.
Yeah. Oh, so it was at the park. You guys started at a park.
From
You started,
from
yeah,
2018.
Yeah,
we
let's
started
go
at the
there,
park.
let's go there.
Yeah,
So-
going way back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going way back. Okay. So for me, when I first started the journey, I had a lot of friends and family who were waiting for me to train them, and I remember just telling them, wait, let me finish school. For some reason, I felt more secure, right? And I thought that school was just gonna help open up doors for me in that direction. So I remember when I first met him, it was 2016, and he was preparing to start his master's, and I was preparing to start my fitness schooling. And so I think we really helped. I think that's what really helped and made us stronger together, because it was tough. It was tough having to see him go through his master's, still work a full-time job. And then for me, I told him I was still working my regular job, for a 9-to-5 job. And I told him, you know what, I'll support you. Let's have you finish your schooling. And then through this, I'll do what I can to help you here at home, cook dinner, whatever the case may be. He would stay up till 3 a.m. I remember watching all of this. And then, so when he finally finished, I then stepped in, finished what I had to do. I actually started a few classes back in college, and then he stepped in to help me. And from that point on, I told him, you know what, I think I'm ready to leave my 9-to-5. I don't know which way I'm going with this, but something's telling me that if I don't leave this job now, it's not going to happen. So
And it happened like, things happen out of coincidence sometimes, right?
right.
And
So it happened through an injury.
Yeah.
Actually,
injury?
it was just a little injury that I had, and from, like I said, I had some downtime. I had to take some time off work because it didn't allow me to work. I used to work in a parts department at a dealership, so I
Okay.
was the girl bringing your bumpers and stuff.
I see. Okay.
So I physically could not do the job.
Yeah.
And so I remember taking about 3 weeks off, and then my doctor pushed it some more. So then I said, you know what, I think it's time. Let me just,
was a sign.
I've
You're
got a
like,
little
this
bit in the
is a
bank
sign.
right
Yeah,
now,
okay.
just a little bit that'll get me through. And
Yeah.
then he always stepped in and told me, you know what, whatever you need help with, I got you.
That's awesome.
So, having that ground and having that support, it helped me so much to feel more comfortable. And so, yeah, I think that's when the journey started for me. I hit up some girls, and we started at the park, at Waterfront Park in Wilmington. And we went from 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls, up to 20 girls.
At the park, all at the park. So they would all come together at the
Yes,
park. That's awesome.
at the park.
Okay.
We started off with a 6 p.m. class.
Okay.
And we started looking a little crazy out there, drawing too much attention.
Random girls there. That's awesome, huh?
Yes. So then I said, okay, I think it's time to let's find a place for us, But obviously, the dream was to get our place,
Yes.
But I was not ready for that. It's a big deal, right? So we found a place in Wilmington. It used to be called Island's Best on Anaheim, and
Broadway.
we were fortunate.
Yeah.
We were fortunate to be there for 2 years. Again, that's when the pandemic happened, and had the pandemic not happened, we probably would have been there.
How
still.
many people did you guys have there before the pandemic?
Before we were up to 60.
60
60
people?
clients, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Before
and
the pandemic,
so
you guys were
For me, it was
booming.
like my peak.
Yes.
Right? So now a
Okay.
pandemic happens, and like I
Shuts
said,
down.
doors shut down. It was not my business, so I had no say to say, let's either continue training here. And again, it was
What do
for
you
me.
mean?
it
The
was
building, right? You're talking
The
about
building,
okay,
right.
yeah.
I was
She was
just leasing,
subleasing.
Okay, got it. So it would be certain hours you would go in there, do the classes. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Got it.
So then from that point on, we said, okay, well, let's go home. And I don't know, for some reason, every single challenge that I have faced, either God, faith, right, has led me to just continue pushing. It has not allowed me to stop and even cry about it. I've just managed to push for some reason. And when the whole online business came about, it was just like, okay, let's just get online and let's move our bodies.
So you were forced to get into the online business because of the pandemic, right? Because you were
Correct.
completely shut down.
Right.
At this time, did you think, oh, we're going to reopen in a month? How long did it take you
Yes.
from being shut down to going on to the online classes?
Right away.
Right away, you guys did
Right
it
away, the
quick?
following week.
Okay,
We just, like
smart.
I said, for me, it was just like things have just happened for me.
Yes.
Thankfully, and
Yeah, and it was like learning to navigate that, like, trying different things. Was it Zoom and Instagram
yeah.
and even like
Yeah,
the
how would
home-
you guys promote all that? How did
Yeah.
that all go about?
just flyers.
Really?
Putting flyers, spending time making flyers, and just sharing that I was going to be online Monday through Friday, and people were loving it because remember that's all we could do,
Yes.
and I think that's when the whole fitness industry really grew, right?
Yep.
Everyone wanted to work
It's
out.
true, I remember that.
And so everyone was out trying to find dumbbells.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, they were expensive at that
They
time.
were
too.
really expensive. And talk about like, we talked about if you didn't have the funds to buy weights, like, she was being really creative, using
Oh yeah,
stuff
we
at home.
we had gallons of water at some point.
Really?
We had the bricks from the backyard.
That's awesome. So you had your clients online do that as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And they had to show me proof.
That's
So
good. You held
everyone
them
had to show
accountable.
me the sweat, and they had to show me till this day. We're showing proof, and I think the online business has really opened up a separate, a separate. How can I say this?
Source of income, I guess.
Source
Sales,
of
yeah,
income,
another
yes,
sales
a
funnel,
separate
like
source of income, but also accountability for my team. Because if you're not in here doing it, you might be having a bad day, but you know that you got to get it done. So they lean over to
Do you
online
guys still
boot
do
camp.
online right now?
Yes.
Really? Wow, that's awesome. So you guys still carry that all the way through till this day.
Yes, till this day.
Yeah, she does recordings, live recordings,
Live
weekly.
recordings, yeah.
That's cool. Very, very smart. And you guys kept all that through. That's awesome. So after the pandemic, you guys went to online, and how many people did you have there? Like
For
coming into the
online-
classes and doing all that.
It
I
really,
want to say about 40.
Okay, cool.
So from having about 60 in person, and everyone, for the most part, everybody was like, let's do it. You
Yeah.
know, I made it very cost effective, and so because I knew that people were going to have to purchase equipment, and again, it was not cheap,
Yeah.
right? And so after that, I'm freezing.
well, I think.
So after that, yeah.
after that, it happened where we had to. People wanted to start going in person, right?
Yeah.
They needed that
Oh, yeah.
motivation.
Yes.
It was getting challenging after being in the pandemic for so long that.
Trying to keep everyone together, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like I know that there was a time where like it was so overwhelming to being at home that people wanted to get out. So we created a space where we went back to the park, or we found a facility in Wilmington at the Providence Community Center. Shout out to Rafa Garcia, who he helped us use the facility, and we started doing trainings there. Obviously, we
So
did.
at this time, I want to say I was about 8 months pregnant. So big belly out there.
So you were
again.
these online classes that you guys were doing, you were still giving,
Big
you were
belly,
pregnant.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, nothing
Full
stopped
on belly,
you. Nothing stopped you.
me.
All right.
Again, I think I had the most motivation then because I said I need to get myself
Yeah.
fit. I'm at home 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not moving. I'm not going outside. I was afraid to catch COVID.
Yeah.
I think everyone was afraid,
Yes, I
right?
remember that.
So I remember just waking up and I told them, you need to come on with me. So it was, we would do it early morning, get it out the way. And that was the only thing that really kept us moving and motivated, even for us being at home, So,
Yeah, we had to change we had to make the scenery for the house.
oh yeah.
To
For the online classes?
for the online classes.
We used our living room at the time.
Yeah, like you have to figure things out, find solutions. I'm big on that. Like, don't focus on the problems, focus on the solutions, and then make it happen because people wanted to do it, and they were clients of Kassandra. So, how do we keep them? So we don't lose them.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So-
that's part of business for sure. Talking about how you evolve, you're gonna get different challenges that are gonna come. So and you guys obviously within a week, you guys were online already. You guys were already moving. Nothing stopped you guys, which is cool. And I'm sure that is a big factor to where you guys are at now.
Right.
After the pandemic, and you guys did the online classes. When you guys reopened, was it a struggle or was it you guys already had that clientele?
So
it didn't. Yeah, we lost a lot of clients
we
at that
had
time.
lost a lot. Actually, there were a couple who had, again, like Adrian mentioned, people just wanted to get out. And for me, I was pregnant. So it was like you either stick online with me or, others found other solutions for themselves. And yes, it was discouraging, I want to say. And
Yeah, weird times because we were at the Providence, but we still had to obey by the rules. in order for us to be there. So we had to like run outside classes, but people still had to wear masks.
Yeah, we were
so
all
it's like
wearing
these
masks.
weird times, you
I
know, like
see.
and uncomfortable because you're sweating. You
And
have
then-
like a sweaty mask,
Yes.
and
Yeah, I get
right.
it.
So
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
weird
so
times.
I think this is when I think I got to like month 8.5, and I told Adrian, okay, it's time to step in, I think. And he's got some coaching background, and so I trusted him, and I told him, okay, I know it's all women. Are you comfortable working around women? And he was fine. He was fine, and my clients, you know, they love him.
Yeah.
And so that's when he took over. I think I was gone for a month and a half. After that, I had my baby, and after I had my baby, I took
Like another 2 months. Yeah.
another. No, I think it was with Vicente. It was 1 month, and then
I had to stop her. Yeah, I was like, hey, you just had the baby. Like, stay home, rest.
Yeah.
The baby needs you.
She wants
yeah.
to come out,
No,
and you're like,
Yeah.
relax
I
a little
wanted
bit.
to come
Yeah,
back.
she doesn't. To
doesn't
this
wanna
day,
stop.
like, yeah. That
Yeah, so-
both pregnancies was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when we decided, okay, now the pressure's on. Let's go back to in person. And thankfully, we found a new location now here up on First Street. It was Dinamita Boxing Club
In San Pedro, right?
in San Pedro, correct? Coach Isaac, shout out to Coach Isaac as well for helping us. We went back to our original classes, which were 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 6 p.m. boot camp classes. And I remember just doing a couple one-on-ones because, again, I'm fresh out. You know, I just popped a baby,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be out. And so, again, Adrian was still helping me at the time.
So, Adrian, you were coaching while she was
Yeah.
on
So
leave, right?
So we. What happened is that.
You took over all the classes?
Yeah. So
While still working.
Yeah. So yeah. So it happened a few times. We went into the subleasing at the boxing gym, and she was, the baby was still small. Or were you pregnant at the time?
When we found the location, I was maybe 3 weeks before having the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it was going in there and teaching the classes for about 2-3 months, and then she came in, and then I stepped away, and she took over the program again. So yeah, it was that transition of supporting each other, right?
Yeah.
That's what it takes as a partners and husband and wife, is like, what do you need and how can I help you?
So, with what you guys have going on now, you guys have built a community which seems like it's a family, right? So, let's elaborate a little bit on that. How's the environment here, the people that come in?
So for me, community is huge. I think that's really it's what people truly enjoy. It's the environment. It's down to the music that we play early mornings, right? Did you want to?
No, go ahead. Just share about how you. I think it's for her, it's like the positive attitude that she brings, that people, when they train with her, it's like
That we
she's
bring.
yeah. Because I think I've always been a little more serious.
Yeah.
Like, I am a jokester at home.
Yeah.
And I try to sometimes be like that in the gym, and I do come off as more serious, but I'm not. I'm probably nicer than her.
No, again, for me, it's the community, right? It's a big deal. We've had people, who I like to call my OGs,
Yeah.
who've been riding with us since 2016 still. Till this day,
From the
they're
park?
still here.
2018.
From the park.
Okay,
They have
okay.
been with us through everything, and they're still following us, and they still say how we still kick their ass. So, for us, we love to say that, everyone is welcome from all fitness levels, and I can stand by that because truly, everyone that has stepped in here, they have said how we've changed their lives. I mean, I have one person who is fighting cancer in our gym, and no one knows that. And she doesn't use that as her sad story.
Yeah.
So I tell her all the time, you are my big motivator. You are what brings me in here. I have no excuse. I don't care if I have an 8-month-old at home. Like, you are my motivator.
She comes in every day.
She comes in every day, 5 days a week, and she does not miss.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's discipline. That's what you guys have built, that community, that sense of family. That's what I'm sure also motivates her to come in and just be here, because she feels like she is a part of
She
this.
is.
She is a part of the movement that you guys have created. I follow you guys on Instagram. I see everything you guys are doing. Everyone's always posting their pictures, and that's inspiring. It really is, because everyone seems, they might not want to come in, but they come in and at the end, they come out happy. They come out super happy because of the motivation you bring in, the positive energy, the music, the environment you've created for this place.
Right.
I think that's very, very important. What you
and
guys
I think
are doing.
sometimes we forget how sometimes we have an impact on people and we don't know it. By posting, pictures, people are watching us.
Yes.
And I have to say that I'll give you a shout out, because there was a time where you were running a lot, and I was like following you, right? And I was like, he was like running out on these crazy miles, right? I think this was definitely during pandemic.
Yeah.
And I would watch you, and I was like, man, I got to start getting running.
Yeah.
And eventually I started, you would post all your, like, how many miles you completed. And I started running it, and I started running a lot. Because anytime when I get into something, like, it's like, sometimes it's a little crazy, right?
A little crazy.
Yeah. You can like dive fully into it.
Yeah. So I have to be careful, because like when I'm committed, it's like,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, I started running like crazy miles, but it was, kind of what you did. You're posting pictures, trying to, you just your progress.
Mm-hmm.
But by doing that, sometimes you inspire other people, right? Some people are watching you, and like some of the, the examples she gave, one of the clients, there's other people that are going through challenges, personal stuff. We all have challenges that we're going through that we're not sharing, but sometimes it's important to share your progress because somebody's watching you, right?
100%. That's something that I've tried to come out of my shell, because you're right. You never know what someone's going through. You never know. And if you post a picture and inspire somebody, if it's one person, that's all that matters. That really is all that matters. So it's really cool that you guys also do that. I see pictures all the time of you guys and how it's growing, and how I just love the sense of community that you've brought together from everywhere. We're in a certain city right now, we're in San Pedro, but you bring people from the entire harbor area. You bring people from Wilmington, from Carson, and you're not even limited to that, because you have online classes that you can, teach people from across the country. Right. So it's awesome. I'm sure people want to be a part of that. And I do admire the community that you guys are doing, and what you guys are building. Let's go back to when you guys were subleasing and how you guys went from the subleasing to basically owning your own spot.
Yeah, so for us, once again, we were challenged. The place where I was subleasing shut down. And so we, unfortunately and fortunately, right, we had to go back to square one. We were back at the parks. For me, I think that's what really put the pressure on.
Yeah, well, I also want to say, like, how it happened. It was, like, really crazy, because we were traveling to Mexico, and we had planned a trip. We were in Mexico, and they tell us, hey, the gym is closed. So you guys weren't in town when they gave you guys the news. we were out of town, and
you guys already had your clientele. Everything was built. Everything was
from one day to another
growing, and all of a sudden you guys are on vacation.
So we were actually back to, I want to say, getting close to 60 again.
Okay.
Right. So again, hitting our peak. Right.
Yeah.
We were happy, and again, this shutdown happened. I just one day to the other got a message saying, "Can you cancel classes?" Again, it's not my place. Right. So I said, okay, it was an emergency. Classes were shut down. We had a wedding planned out, and this was a family wedding we could not miss out on. I was pregnant, and I had my little one, so I tried my best not to stress out, because I was holding my little human, right? And so I remember just telling my team, you know what, we're gonna have to cancel classes for today. And it ended up being, over the weekend as well. And come Monday, I thankfully, shout out to Rafa again, he opened up doors for us at this center in Wilmington, and we were running our 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. at this gymnasium, because we could not be at the park at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in Wilmington. But then, so my 6 p.m. was ran at the park, and we were there for a month, and because of our online boot camp, I had my team bring out their equipment, because we all had equipment from being at home. Yeah. And so they all offered to just bring out whatever you have.
So when you say team, you mean like your clients?
Our clients. So, yes.
Okay,
our clients actually offered to bring out their own stuff. Yeah. And because, mind you, our equipment, everything was in this gym, and they would not open doors for us.
So everything got locked into the gym when they closed it down?
For
all your stuff?
2-3 weeks?
It was 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks to be exact. didn't know if I was going to get my equipment back.
Okay, so you got the news out of nowhere. You guys are on vacation, and then when you came back, you want to get the ball rolling again, but you can't completely do it because there's no equipment.
We have
The thing
no
is,
equipment.
like as a business, clients are paying you for service, so you have to provide that service for them. So we had to find solutions, and that's when like all the challenges happen. Is like not focus on the problem, focus on the solution. What do we do, right, to fix this?
And you guys are communicating all this with your team as well. Like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
I can't grab the stuff. I can't do anything of that.
Yes, I've always been very honest and open to my team, and I think that's something that they can appreciate. They understand the hardships that have come with it, and that's why we truly do see them as family.
Yep.
Because they have been through it with us. They have allowed us to move forward, and they've, like I said, they've helped us move forward. They ended up bringing kettlebells and plates, and we didn't have all the equipment in the world, but we made it work. And I told them, give me a month. Give me 1 month to get myself back together, because this is all we have to work with. So I believe I had about 40 that joined me, whether it was at the gymnasium or at the park. And so on the back end over here, we're like, well, what's going to happen?
We had that conversation. It's like, what do we do, right? Do we sublease? Do we is this where it ends, right? Like all those conversations.
They always come, right?
Yeah,
Especially in these difficult times,
Yeah,
you're thinking of the worst, and then you're trying to think about the best and trying to focus on them. I like what you say, that you have to focus on the solution. We can all focus on the problem all the time.
Right.
Like, we can stay there, but you guys are always focused on the solution. And what I'm noticing is that faith is like forcing you guys to grow. They're like putting you guys in these obstacles where it's like, we have to make a decision.
Yeah.
And so far, it looks like it's been
that's what it was.
decisions.
It's like,
I remember him asking me,
yeah,
Kassandra, what
do
do
you
you
wanna
want to do?
Yeah.
And I told him, well, I'm not quitting, for sure. And he told me, okay, so are you ready to open up your own place? And I said, I am, and I'm not. I remember, and I said,
I had to push a little bit, like it's time.
I said, you know what? I think this is God's sign. And if I'm not going to do it now, again, it's not going to happen for me. So I remember we said we had 1 month to do this, and we had never gone through a process like this, right? And so I remember he called up an old friend, an attorney, and he helped us start looking at places. And for us, we initially really wanted to stay in Wilmington because that's where we come from originally. But
it just didn't work out. Yeah.
It didn't work out, and I remember Adrian, every day we were looking, and he found this facility here, and it worked out for us. And we had 1 month to get, I think 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, Adrian...
And the little bit of why we had short times because people were paying, right? So it had already been a month since, or 2
it
weeks
had been a month since we were at the park.
Right? So it's like people are not paying us to be at the park, right? There's a cost to owning a facility and all that stuff. So they were not paying us to be at the park, and we wanted to make sure that we provide an experience for them. So it's not just like training, but the experience of making wherever the facility is like their home. So we found a place. We had to do the registration, insurance, like the whole process, right? It's a lot of work. So figuring that out, insurance, the facility, getting all the equipment that we needed. It was a lot of hours. So I had to take, I think, like a week or 2 weeks off work. But even when I was working, coming here and do some of the work.
Mind you, at this point, we still did not have our equipment. It was still at this other location.
Oh, wow.
Through this whole time, yes.
So everyone was still bringing in their stuff and doing everything.
Here we were getting it ready. So they were still, she was still training at the park.
I was still training at the park while we were getting this place
And she was pregnant, by the way.
While you guys were getting this spot too?
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Again.
Sounds like the kids are coming with like massive blessings for sure. That's awesome though.
She was pregnant, so being here every day and spending hours and hours, like countless hours, like I would leave here at 3 a.m. and then, have to get ready for work, or the days that she was just in filling, had to, do the classes. So it was a lot of, just supporting each other. Right?
Of course.
There was a lot of challenges that we were going through at the process of opening the gym, and we had to, hey, like I need you today, and I had to teach a class, or hey, I'm just too tired. Can you help me out with something else? And there was a lot. She was in here too, like pregnant, helping like just with
That's
random
exactly what I
stuff.
was gonna say. When you guys first came in, because you guys changed this place up completely. It was literally like a blank canvas. There was
Correct.
really nothing, like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Nothing from the lights to the fans that you guys have. Everything you guys have put in here.
Everything Adrian has put his hands on.
And you know, I'm not a handyman. Like I went to school, I have a master's,
Yeah,
and I work in education. And you know, I've always been really handy thanks to my parents.
Yeah.
My dad, who's like, you got to learn to be, you know,
Yep.
to know different skills, right? It's not
As a
just
man,
one.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm big on that, where you have to know different skills and be able to, you know, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like putting in the floor, like, you know, my dad and mom go out, paint the facility.
We actually made our own racks.
Yeah,
So
so-
all the racks, we created them, or his brother. And I remember Adrian took a couple classes just to.
Yeah,
Build the
I took welding classes.
There it
so
is.
Welding
Okay,
classes.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm certified welder as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did all that, all
Yeah,
those
my
racks?
brother helped me out.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
sick.
So
That's dope.
doing like just
So everything from scratch, literally.
Cost effective, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, we had to, because you know we were like, it's a small business, so we had to figure out how to save money, right? How to make the facility happen,
Yep.
but do it on budget, so we don't have to take out, you know, like
Yeah.
business loans, and just even if we wanted to take a business loan, we were such on a crunch time that to apply for a business loan, it would take
some
for a
time.
long time. Yeah, and we probably wouldn't have been funded either.
Yeah.
So we had to take some of our personal savings and just do it ourselves.
So everything from scratch, everything from you guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Piece by piece. That's
by
cool.
piece, yes.
Yeah,
That's
we had
awesome.
to.
And we're still not done. There's
we're not
still
done.
a big old wall over here that we want to fill in. But again, this is like your home,
Yep.
right? So it's like filling it in slowly.
Yep.
We're not in a rush, and we've made it look good enough for our clients to feel like they can come in and enjoy a good workout.
Definitely.
And to me, like the facility, it's really important, right? Like they want to come in, and the clients should come into a clean place, organized place, where things are, you know, they come in and they're welcome. They have lockers, they have access to what they need, right? They're not coming in and things are disorganized, dirty, so I'm really big on that. Make sure that, you know, they're getting what they're paying for, right?
Exactly. And
Not just a training.
it sounds like you guys make a really good team, because you're focused, let's say, on the community aspect of it, and Adrian is as well, but he's also on like the experience that the
Oh.
customers are bringing, like making things look nice. You know,
I
they
get
come in and
grilled
you're like,
for not throwing the trash
there
away.
you go. Okay.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we're janitors as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome that you guys both together have built this, and I can see it, like how you're saying, like the experience, and you keep stressing on that. That is super, super important. Someone comes in here, especially to work out, they're gonna want to come in here, feel comfortable, and leave even happier.
Yes,
So it's awesome,
for
and then
sure.
with the positive environment that you guys are bringing in.
And not only that, you know, I want to also touch base on, you know, we just turned a year here.
Congrats. When was that?
June.
June. Okay.
June, the first week of June was our first year. We'll actually be doing a celebration soon. But within that, we've also managed to grow 2 other programs. So aside from our boot camps, we've also managed to grow sports performance for young athletes. And I think that's something that was Adrian's idea to start with.
Coming from sports, you know, you've always played soccer, and practicing and doing all the stuff that you do, like with the coach. Especially, there's so much talent in the area, right? There's so much, like, especially coming from Wilmington, there's so many people kids are very talented, and sometimes there needs to be that extra things that they need, right? That you don't get out of a coach. So yeah, I've coming from a family who's played soccer. My brother Herman, he runs a soccer program, and he talked about, like, there's things that I can't do just because my hands are full, and there's only limited time. So I told him, like, we can offer these other services to some of the clients and offer at a price where it's affordable. We're not trying to benefit and get rich out of the people. It's just provide a service that it's affordable for youth. And really, out of that is to give them a fighting chance for, like, to be able to get to college and be able to afford college, right? Like, if that's the route that they want to go into.
Yeah. So you guys have opened up programs now. So talk about your programs right now. You guys have a boot camp, which is how many classes and all that kind of stuff, programs that you guys offer?
So boot camp is our main
It's the biggest program.
Yes, our base program. We have 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
So what
what
does that consist of, boot camps? Is it
So-
like HIIT training?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I think it started off mainly as HIIT training, HIIT style, but my my image for this has definitely shifted a little bit, where I like to incorporate weights as well. So I definitely like to challenge, or we definitely like to challenge our team. For me, it's just getting stronger, trying to build our strength. So we've shifted a little bit, but we are definitely, it's HIIT style, but what am I trying to say?
Like boot camp, like all the different programs that you have available.
So it's boot camp. How many boot camp classes do you guys have?
Three
Yeah.
boot camp classes.
She does personal training.
Personal training as well. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have the youth class, which we're also building. We have one youth class. We're looking to build additional youth classes. And then we recently, Kassandra's always also, I think the other programs came out of things that we're really both passionate about. Yeah. She's always told me, like, hey, I want to do dance. Like, I want to do dance. I'm like, well, why don't you teach it? She's like, it's not my thing. So.
You guys have a dance class?
Yeah, we have a dance class.
Yeah, we do have a dance fitness class. And for me, dance has always been something that I've enjoyed. And again, like you said, now that we have the facility, it's really opened up doors to now to do what we've always wanted to do. I think it's a blessing. And I know one of my friends from high school, she came in one day and it was just a conversation. I said, hey, girl, let me know when you're ready for, a dance class. She said, I'll start Monday. And it was like, oh, are you serious? She said, yes. So I said, you know what? This has been a dream for me as well. I love dance, but I got my hands full. It's not something that I have, like, a passion for teaching it, right? Because teaching and having the passion to do it, it's completely different, right? So for me, it's coaching in a different way. And so I told her, if you're open to it, let's make it happen. And so that's another thing that I've opened up for our clientele base. Sometimes I tell them, if you're not in it for, if you don't want to come in and get a kick-ass this day, you can come in and do dance fitness, and you're still going to get a really good sweat off of it. So I think that's something that our clients have truly appreciated.
Awesome. You guys have grown the program then within the last year. I mean, you guys opened up 3 or 4 new programs.
Three.
Yeah. And then opened up additional hours for the program, for the boot camp class, opening, Saturdays as well, and still trying to open additional hours for our clients. So that is the thing, is like being able to provide more for our clients for what they're paying, right? So having additional classes available for them, for those that can't come in the morning or the evening.
They'll come later on.
Yeah, having those things. And there's more things that we were trying to build, but yeah, so those 3 programs.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, it is. And after hearing you guys' story right now, what I'm seeing is you guys really move fast.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome, because including me, sometimes I'm thinking about making things happen, but I'm analyzing it way too much. And I just take 2 to 3 months when I could have made that decision in a day. And you guys are like moving fast. Like, okay, the dance class that came in, she's ready to start on Monday. You're like, okay, let's do it. So it's awesome. And that does define like successful people. Success loves speed. And that's what you guys are doing.
And I think part of that is like people that are motivated to start a business, right, or do something like that, or just something different. Is like you're waiting for that moment, and
you're waiting for the right moment.
Yeah, the moment, and the right moment is like, it's never the right moment. It's just making it happen, right? Whatever it is, just like, even coming in to work out. Like, there's a lot of clients who are like, oh, maybe I'll start next week, or I'll start next month, or next year. It doesn't have to. It can be on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, people like, I'll start on Monday. Like, no, you can start today. You know, you can start today. That's awesome. Now, you guys offer all training levels, right? Someone with no experience, never's worked out in their life, they can come in here and start a workout.
Yes. So we do offer all fitness levels. If you are a beginner, I always like to say that there's always a way. If you are advanced, I remember when we first started back at Dinamita Boxing Club, I had opened up an advanced fitness class, and we had only advanced girls in that class. It was a bunch of women. And then I figured, you know what, I didn't like separating, because I think that everyone should have the opportunity to be a part of every single class.
Our motivation,
Our
right?
motivation, yes, because our advanced, team members can definitely motivate those,
The ones coming up.
The ones coming up.
It's a challenge too. There's people that want to be challenged.
Correct.
Yes.
So then I coming into this new facility, I talked to, those team members that were in that class, and I said, you know what, we're going to go, and you're now going to have the opportunity to go into any class, and you're still going to be pushed the same way. I'm still going to find ways to challenge you, And so, yeah, I think they really appreciated the fact that they can, now it was not just a 6 a.m. Now there's a 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m. that they can walk into and still feel challenged if they wanted to.
And this goes for all your clients. They can go into any of those classes right now?
Yeah, they have the option of coming in any, like if they don't want to come in the morning or for some reason, they just didn't wake up or whatever, they have the kids, they can come to any of the other classes.
How do you guys keep like these clients coming in often? Are you guys sending out like, I don't know, text blast reminders?
Oh, I'm bugging them.
Okay. So you hold them accountable.
Yes.
Which is, okay, that's cool.
Yes, I am definitely that person, and I think every single person on our team can say that if I don't see you in the next 3 to 4 days, I'm going to be bugging you.
Cool.
And that has always been my thing. Yes.
Love that. So you're a coach. Like they better come. Coaches like that change your life.
Yeah,
which is
I
cool.
remember I was pregnant,
Yeah.
so I was gone. My second pregnancy, I was gone for 2 months this time, and Adrian would come home and he'd tell me, okay, so and so was
Hasn't showed up. Yeah, we bring attention to who's showing up, right? Because all our clients matter to us, right? We want to make sure that again, they're paying for a service that we want to make sure that they're getting their return on investment, right? And the return on investment is their better health, being
and
healthy.
accountability.
Yes.
A lot of people, they just want that accountability from someone. And just the other day, I had someone who's in our 6-month membership, and I remember I hadn't seen her in about 3 weeks. So I'm going through my list, and I'm like, okay, I haven't seen this girl. Let me just message her and see what's up.
Yeah.
And mind you, she had been gone for like 3 weeks, right? And I messaged her, and she said, next thing you know, she walks in the door, and I said, where have you been? She goes, honestly, Kassandra, thank you for sending me that message. That made me come in today. It was on a Thursday. And I said, on a Thursday, get it, girl. Like, I'm glad that my message is what you needed. And she said, I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
So.
That accountability is big. And I know it comes from your guys' heart. Like you were mentioning right now, it's about like they need that accountability. They need like that motivation sometimes. Sometimes we forget it. Sometimes people don't have that self-accountability that they're working towards, and you guys are giving it to them.
Yeah, and really, I have to give that to Kassandra because, I'm really busy with work and the kids that I don't have time to be messaging. So Kassandra's on that's making sure, like, if somebody doesn't show up, like, I'm like, hey, this person hasn't showed up. She's like, I already know. I already messaged them.
Yeah.
Like she's
on it.
Yeah, she's already on it.
And you're right what you said. It's an investment in their health.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yeah, it's an investment financially, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's an investment in their health for their better being, for their mental state, for everything, for them to feel better, be present as a better family member or mother, whatever it is, father into that life. So it isn't more than just coming into the gym. It's about feeling better and being better.
And there's some things that we did also, like on our end, to make sure that we help with that process. So the process that we did is like creating a system within the gym where they download an app, and they have to book the class. So by them booking the class, we know who's coming, how many people are going to show up. So when we set up, we have to make sure we have enough for like our growing classes. Our classes are really big now, So part of that is, hey, you check in, and on the app, like if you check in, you got to show up. So
that's accountability.
Yeah, it's accountability. So it's like I tell them, if you check in and you don't show up, there's not repercussions, but like there's so many check-ins that you can book before like it's not gonna allow you. So if, the way we have it is like you check in, if you miss, then you risk the coming to class and not having a spot because of that. But it helps clients, all the clients tell us all the time. We use that as like, I book, and they're like, they book at night and they wake up in the morning, they're like, I don't want to wake up, but I already booked, so I got to show up.
Exactly. It's that self-accountability. Even though you might not show up, you still feel like, damn, I should have showed up. So next time you book it, you're going to show up.
Yeah,
and they're going to hear from me too.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So I think it's gone to the point where they actually text me themselves.
Yeah,
so
they're like, I'm not going to show
hey
up.
Hey girl, I'm just letting you know right now, I'm not showing up. Thank you for checking in.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they do the book the class, and then when they get here, they actually show up. So we know that not only that you that you booked it, but you actually showed up to class.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice. And how many people do you guys have right now at this point?
At about 120. Yeah.
Dang.
So it's grown.
Congrats. That's
Thank you.
awesome. That's awesome. Congrats, because I'm really, really happy to hear that. I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
I was thinking you guys would be back at 60, because the 60's been the number.
60 was the number, but we're at about 120.
Wow, that's amazing.
Still trying to grow the programs and add additional things, but it's it's crazy. Like and really, it's
from the park all these struggles till 120 with your own facility.
And I like to say it's like she started with 2 clients, and the thought of like training 2 people at a park and at the Wilmington Waterfront Park to now like this many clients is crazy, right? Because
Crazy.
how many people you're actually not just like helping out, but like you're changing their lives.
Impacting.
sure.
It's not just them at the end of the day, like I was mentioning before. It's like they go home and they feel better. So they're better mothers, fathers, brothers, whatever it is. So you're impacting the community, especially with 120 people. Think about that's 120 families, let's say.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
All through this, which is so cool to hear. What has been your guys' favorite part about building the business? Because I know it comes with a lot of responsibility. I know it comes with a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifice, but you guys have to be, okay, I'm a business owner. It's a little crazy too, to go through all this kind of stuff. So there has to be a bigger motivation than just, financial, whatever it is, growing. What keeps you guys motivated through all this?
I mean, I think there's some things that we both agree on, like motivation, but I mean, if you want to share kind of, because, really this has, and as I mentioned, this has been Kassandra's passion. She loves it. Like people, when they come work out right away, they see like that Kassandra is like the energy she brings. She cares. Like she just wants to help them out.
I think I can agree with Adrian. I think it's just the true passion. The true passion for wanting to help, for wanting to change people's lives. I've gone to meet so many people, so many personalities, and like I said, when I first started, initially my true background was in weight training. I never thought that the bigger picture would be helping those to lose weight. Because those are two different things, right? So when I got into it, I think it all started with everyone wanting to lose weight. And so for me, it was like, okay, and this is the reason why I always have to be very careful with the things that I share, because you don't ever want to make people feel, how can I say, discouraged, right? My journey is different from your journey, and that's something that I always like to express. I'm eating something, but that doesn't mean that you get to eat the same thing. So again, just being very mindful to everybody and making it broad and making it inviting for everyone here in our space. But again, going back, it's the true passion of wanting to change people's lives and help them and make sure that every time they walk in here, they walk out with a smile, with a kick-ass, and that they sweat and they burnt them calories, and that's it.
So
that's
you're passionate for
my
helping,
passion.
which is the purpose of business. The business is to serve. That's why people are in business. We're not here for us. At the end of the day, real business owners, they're in it for serving the world. It's always serving the world, helping. You guys have built a service here that is what it does. It makes people happy, makes people better.
Yeah, and I think one thing that she's really if you're motivated, and she's really got that locked in. Like if you're motivated by money, obviously there has to be motivation, right?
Yes.
Financially, you want to make sure you're in a better position financially to be able to provide for us, for our kids. But if she's the one that got that clear in my head. It's like if you focus so much on the money, like you're not really doing it.
For the
financially, everything will come if you're doing what you love.
Exactly, because you're bringing in a good product, a good service that's serving people, and people will pay money for that because they want to be better. They want to invest in themselves. So if you focus on the product, the money's going to come.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think that I have always been very big on is giving back and making these events, creating these challenges. We have transformation challenges that we've started. Again, accountability, right? And anytime we've made events, it's just to bring yet another person in to make them feel welcome. And so, yeah.
Yeah. And I think for me, the motivation out of this has been just to also just help out, like help her my motivation has been really to make her happy. Like whatever it is that she's trying to achieve, supporting her in that. Really, it is like I want to support her as a husband, as a partner. Other motivations, obviously, are kids, my family, like her family, everything that we have. Our biggest value for ourselves is family. And family and faith, just like,
that we do, yeah.
You do is having faith really is going to, at the end of the day, where things are not going the way you wanted them to do, having faith things will get better.
Has really guided us for sure. Yeah.
Because there's hard times, like one of the stories that I know we're talking about motivation, but the things that you go through as a business owner, so many challenges, right? That there's days where just like, someone who's one of our clients who just had a bad night or a bad day and doesn't want to wake up and they're going to sleep in. Rightfully, you have that, right? Yeah. You can do that. But for us, those long nights where having challenges, one of the examples that, that I share is that there's been multiple times where we had to take our kids to the hospital and we're there all night. And then having to come in, completely tired and rested, hours, like 24 hours or past 24 hours with no sleep, and come here and completely like being present, right? Yeah. And it's like blocking everything that you're going through personally, as a family, as a everything that's going on, blocking it out and being present for your clients, because you want to make sure that you're motivating them and helping them reach their goals. And
it's not about you, it's about them.
Exactly. And that shows a lot about you guys' character too. Like all these issues that we go with, not a lot of people are going to understand, and that's fine, but everyone's going through different problems, and coming in here and putting out that positive energy that you have to. You're responsible for that.
You have to be an actor,
Yeah, you have to be an actor, and you have to perform at 100%, even though you have no sleep. Yeah. And you were saying that you guys were at the hospital that night too, right?
It has
a few times.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. And with our firstborn, through the winter, and for whatever he's gotten a cough that for him it's always picked up, And so we've always had to take him to the hospital. It's happened about 2-3 times where we've been at the hospital telling the doctors okay, I know my son is here. One of us has to go. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
One of us will stay.
One of us will stay. I'm gonna have to step out, and then that's when we together make the decision. Do you want to go or should I go? And that's pretty much been it. Having that backbone all the time.
Yeah, that's tough. And I think that just shows that there's no excuse for people, because I'm married obviously with Jess, and we always hear stories like, oh, watch when you have kids, it's going to be more difficult. But you guys are a perfect example of still being able to do it with 2 kids. Sometimes when they get sick, you still have to be here and be present. You have to put up that face and just go to work. Yeah. And it's possible. It gives me a lot of inspiration, really, because when people tell us that, we kind of I'm going to be way more freaking motivated when I have kids. At least I feel, I'm going to be there's nothing that's going to stop me, because I'm not living for myself or her anymore. It's about the kids. Yeah. And you guys are a perfect example.
And it's hard, right? Kids itself is hard. Whether you have a business or have a job or don't have a job, people mothers who have to stay home, it's a lot of work. So, I'm not the type of person who judges anybody. We are in this situation and it is hard, but
it's possible.
But it's possible. That's what I think the message should be, is that it is possible to do it, whether if it's exercising or opening your own business. There is possible. It's just there's going to be sacrifice, and the sacrifice always seems to be sleep.
That's the main sacrifice, right?
Yeah, I always joke and say my clients have said, "Wow, how do you do it? You motivate me, Kassandra. You have 2 little ones," and I said, "Well, I don't like sleep."
Yeah, that has to, yeah.
I don't like sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's just really what it is. You have to be willing to give those things up. And again, like you were saying, just on those hard days, just coming in, putting that face and pushing through it.
And it's your priorities. You have your priorities, that your family, your business, and your guys' relationship. I'm sure that's it. There's nothing else. Unfortunately, everything else should be a bonus, I would say. That's how it is. So you guys are super, super inspiring as far as that goes. It really, really, really cool to see everything. I'm super excited. I didn't know all this about it. This is tough.
I'm not the greatest at posting. I know that tough, I have to be
but this
better.
Makes you guys connect with more people. Wow, sometimes we feel alone. We're man, no one knows what we're going through. But knowing that you guys also have those problems. You guys have probably bigger problems sometimes. It's it's possible. Yeah. It's possible to any degree. You guys are going to inspire a lot of people by listening to
And that's what it is, that everybody's going through their own challenge.
Everyone's going through different things.
Like I said, it doesn't matter if you have a business or you have a family. We're all going through different challenges, and knowing that, it's possible to do something, right? Yeah. To help yourself out, because believe it or not, going into the program is our biggest class is at 5 a.m. The reason is that people just want to get in here and get out. And
that's your biggest class? The early start is at 5 a.m.?
5 a.m.
Okay.
Yep. We got people in here at 5 a.m. and you'd think it'd be, the later classes, but people want to be in here. And
early too.
And
start
so
off
my goal is, all right, well, let's get some good music on.
Yeah.
Let's wake us up,
That's
And so I'm always driving over here, bumping my music, and I'm like, okay, I think this is the feel for today.
Okay.
And so and I even walk up to my clients and I tell them, hey, what are you feeling today?
Yeah.
Because it is
feedback.
about them. It's about them. What do you want me to play for you today?
Yeah.
And they appreciate that.
That's cool.
So again, we're a family, and it's about motivating everyone every single day.
That's awesome.
No matter what.
Yeah, and I like to contrary to her, like for me, it's like we wake up, the days that we have off, or Sundays now, in the morning, which we don't have class, and I like to wake up to something more subtle.
Yeah.
Right, subtle music. And I'm like, all right, let me ease myself into this Sunday, and she wakes up listening to banda, and and I'm like, that's too much for me right now, but we're both
It's
different
a good balance.
personalities.
It's a good balance.
Yeah. I think for I like to say Coach Adrian. He's definitely the coach that you need on your bad days, because he will push you.
Yeah.
I think for me, they say you're loud, Kassandra, and you're low key. You come up and you sneak up on us, and all right, what weight are you carrying? You make me want to pick up that heavier weight.
Yeah.
Adrian will literally stand there and watch you do those 10 reps, and you better do them.
And I'm more like, we have different personalities,
Yeah.
and I think we need that balance, right? Where our clients tell us oh, they call me el policía.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came about, because I cut them no slack. Doesn't matter, right? You're in here, now let's put in the work, right? So I don't know if I'm sometimes I'm too hard, but I think that's my personality, and we're here. Let's put in the work, and I'm not going to cut you a slack just because.
It's a good balance for sure.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. You need those both. Sometimes you get Kassandra, and then you get Adrian.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. And
They
I don't
make
think
a
it's
good
too
team.
hard. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm curious to hear some of our clients, if they post respond to this specifically, how the dynamic of Kassandra and myself, the different personalities and how we train.
Yeah. See, Jess tells me about it too. She tells me when you're a little bit more strict on it, Yeah, that's awesome though. But it is a good balance. You need that sometimes. Some people need that specific energy.
I had a story where one of our clients told my cousin somehow that conversation came up, and they're like, yeah, every time I train Adrian, I'm leave tired, and he was like, well, what do you expect? You're in there for training.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he come for.
So, but yeah.
Or sometimes I'll make jokes like, hey, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Coach Adrian will be here. They'll be like,
So,
okay,
sorry,
thanks for
but-
warning me.
Those are the best coaches, though. Those are awesome to hear. What's the future for KO Fitness? What do you guys see in the future? Right now, you guys have 120 family members,
Yes.
some team members,
Yes.
which is awesome. What do you guys want? Do you guys want to grow more?
Oh, yeah.
Grow more programs, open up a bigger gym? What do you guys see within the next year to 5 years?
So we actually just signed for 3 more years here, but the goal, I think we're ready to grow. We need a bigger gym.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think the goal would eventually be the other thing that has all, like I said, I started off with weight training. That was my first passion, right? So my thing is opening up an extra place for people to have that, to be able to go in and weight train, and also really grow the sports performance program.
Got it. Sports performance, grow it to more kids, because it's mainly focused on adults or everybody.
It's for youth. Yeah.
Youth.
For youth
Okay.
athletes.
Got
Yes,
it.
youth
So
athletes.
grow both of those programs, the weightlifting and
Well, this program as well, we're one of the biggest things about this owning the business is the marketing, right? And is how do you attract more clients? So there's things you can do on Google through the the SEOs, right? And printing flyers, being out in the community. So there's so much that needs to get done with. It's not for us. It's not just being present and teaching the classes. Is the marketing that we have to do.
You wear all the
following up-
hats. Yeah.
Yeah, following the clients. Cleaning up, getting the constructions. Something breaks down, I have to do that. So part of it is making sure that we're able to continue growing it. And yeah, as you mentioned, there's things that we want to grow into. So the plan is hopefully everything works out, and if things do go in the way we plan on it, is expanding the facility to a bigger place, or figuring out how we do it. Like we're trying to plan for that right now.
Got it. Is there a limit that you guys feel you guys can fit in here as far as people,
So we've made it a good space to fit 42 members in here.
Okay, at once.
Yes, at once.
Okay.
Yes.
That's throughout the day. So each class would be an hour, and then you can try to fit
Add more classes. So the thing is that we can add more classes throughout the day. That would be the next step.
Yeah.
So clients have more options for coming different days. And eventually, like I said, part of it is we do want to add that component of, free weights and weightlifting.
Even like having an open floor gym where people can walk in on their own. So like I said, sky's the limit.
Yes.
And I'm hungry, we're hungry, and there's no stopping us from here. I think having the facility now has really opened up doors to just keep growing the business and offer more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but with a little sleep, you can accomplish it.
Yeah. I love it, man. And to go back on the marketing, how have you guys really expanded? Is it word of mouth, referral? It seems like that's what it is, because it's like very community here.
Yes. I think for the most part, almost every person, because every person in here is either a friend of a friend, and we do actually like to give back to any referrals. You do get, whether it's a 1 month membership, for just bringing that person in.
Mm-hmm.
So again, going back to giving back, but
I think for part of it is we do focus on doing marketing, and we want to expand on that. But one thing that I've learned, and I've talked to other gym owners, and one thing that said is like the best thing you can do is referrals. Your clients are going to bring you more clients, because what do they see is they're seeing the results. They're seeing people, their lives changing, more motivated, being healthier. People feed off of that. So people sometimes are less likely to just go somewhere that they don't know about. So I think the way that you can attract more clients is by making sure that you're paying attention to your own clients that you have.
100%. So they're going to trust whoever's telling them, hey, go to that gym, because they don't know the owners or the trainers or anything. They're going to trust 100% like the results that they see in that person, for example. So referrals are definitely, and you gain core customers that are going to stay there forever.
Yes.
So the referrals is always going to be the best way to expand a business. You can do SEO, marketing, but I always say that through a business perspective, it's kind of like the sprinkle on top of everything. Like those are just bonuses. What you really want to focus on is like the that your current customers feel at home, feel good. They're going to go and talk about it, like you guys have seen that.
Yeah, post about it.
Post about it every single day when they're posting about, like, it's awesome to see. So you guys, I know you guys have set a foundation where you guys have a really solid base of a team, and now you guys are going to sprinkle in some maybe marketing on top of that. It's gonna do very, very well. You guys have set the foundation. Right now I'm studying a lot about business and how to build communities, and I look up to you guys as far as that goes, because you guys build a big team, of people that are here every day, whether they feel like it or not, if they're going through something or not. They're going to be here.
They want to be here.
And it's largely because of you guys. It really is because of the energy and the environment you guys are bringing in. All right, so love your guys' story, love everything you guys are about.
Thank you.
And likewise, like for us, it's like knowing you since we played soccer since, and like seeing people who come from your community and people you grew up with, and seeing people make it happen, like it's a good thing, right? Yeah. Whatever it is that you decide to do, but seeing like accomplishments it's really great to see people like make their reality come.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank I for me it's my parents, his parents, who have truly helped us through this journey, because anytime we've had events late at night here, they've always been our backbone to say, make us feel comfortable, like, don't worry, I got your kids. Because it's hard to bring our kids in here, and for me, it's again keeping professionalism, So my parents and his parents have really and truly helped us through this journey as well.
It takes a full team.
Yeah, it takes a full
family.
Right?
Yes.
Full family.
All my brothers and sisters have. When we opened, my sister she was here like cleaning weights. Her brothers were here helping me stuff. Doing same thing with hers. Like it's family is.
Who's going to be there?
At the end of the day, that helps us get through these hard times.
Yes,
awesome.
for sure.
I love that. Any advice you guys would give to younger entrepreneurs, or younger Kassandra, younger Adrian that started at the park? What advice would you guys give them?
You know what? I think everyone's story is unique. And so I think the best advice I can give is just to be your true self. Follow whatever your gut says. Don't try to follow what the outside world is doing, because ultimately that's what's going to separate you from everyone else.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, for myself, is just find something you love and work hard towards it, because things are not going to be easy, especially, you know, like when you want to make something, you're the first out of your family, you know, to create, whether it's a business or go to college and get my master's. That is that you're committed to your goal and you work hard for it, because it's going to take a lot of hours, you know, a lot of hours sacrifice, and just make sure you stick to it. And when things become hard and you want to give up, that's when you have to find the motivation or find somebody that
find the discipline, right? Because motivation can be there, but you have to have the discipline for it to keep going forward on those hard days.
Exactly. The discipline that's going to push you through these tough days, and faith, obviously, too, that you guys have had through all this, because you need a lot of faith to go through these obstacles.
Definitely.
For sure.
You're like mentally, you're like crazy things come through your head, and you're like
all the time.
But it's all the 4 F's, right?
Yeah. Faith, family, fitness, and finance.
Correct.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, guys, any last thank yous to anyone? Any shout outs that you guys want to give out? You guys go ahead.
Well, first off, shout out to you for having us. Thank you. We really appreciate having this moment with you. We look up to you as well, and I love seeing the message that you send out every single day. Again, to all of our family, to all of our friends, we are so grateful. For your guys' help. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to manage this. To my husband, and to our clientele, they are the reason why we are where we are. Truly, they are the reason why we are here today.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Adrian.
Thank you for allowing us to be in your podcast and sharing our story, and Kassandra really sharing her story on how she started. For you, I really also look up to you and everything you've been able to accomplish, and it's hard to get out of the out of the hood.
Yeah, out of the hood it is.
And you still want to, although you get out and we're still in the community. Yeah. You want to give back because there is a little kid who's just like you that needs motivation, that needs guidance and a mentor. So you always have to. For me, I'm really big on giving back and making sure that that the next generation, that we're supporting them. Exactly. So through our programs, we want to give back. So thank you for allowing us to share the story. Our families, have been instrumental. My parents, her parents, our siblings, friends. As I mentioned, it's been really hard for us to see friends and family, but they understand the struggle.
They do, definitely do. They definitely do. This is what this podcast is about, to share stories like you guys, like how you guys have expanded and came from, communities that we all come from, and inspire the next generation for them to be better than us. So I appreciate you guys giving us the time. Truly, truly, this has been so inspirational to me. I'm so ready to go to work now. So I definitely did not know all this, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to appreciate this. And hopefully there's people that are going to take the steps that you guys took and not quit when obstacles become hard.
Yes.
So again, thank you guys. Where can they follow you guys on all social medias? You guys can look at what camera? That camera? Yeah, social media.
So you can follow us on Instagram under KO Fitness, and right now that's the only one that we have, and it's just mainly a lot of
website?
Instagram. Website, yeah. So you can follow us under www.ko-fitnessllc.com.
Awesome. Any last words?
No. Thank you. Looking forward to new clients and anybody who's just waiting for that moment. We're here.
We're here. We're waiting for you to come try out your 3-day trial and get started. Get your fitness journey started.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Love it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning into the First Mill podcast. Make sure to follow us at First Mill, at DJ Ralph Retro, at KO Fitness. And again, thank you guys so much for your time. Make sure to give 5 stars on the podcast, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. More episodes like this coming. And again, thank you to KO Fitness for being here. See you guys next time. Ooh, I was